Hi guys, this is Ratchet Throw, and we are playing Criminal Case Conspiracy, Case 47, Behind These Walls. Let's watch chapter 3 and Carter came to us. Mom, save me! Carter? What are you doing here? They're chasing me! They're gonna kill me! Whoa, 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 whoa. I heard you were at a real castle. It's so cool. I wanted to explore, but there was this man. This child is trespassing. He was just curious. Wow. This child is my son. Call off your dog at once. I'll have you know, Cat Katia, that unvisited visitors are not welcome here. It's bad enough you're meddling in our affairs. I encourage you to finish your business and leave post haste. Mr. Bloom, I assure you, once we solve the murder of your son, we'll be out of your hair. I'm sorry I messed up, Mom. It's okay, honey. We'll talk about it later. But now, go on home. Katrina, I can't believe that man wanted to set a dog on my son. We need to wrap up this murder fast, or I'll snap. Let's revisit the crime scene. Yeah, this guy sure has some issues. I hate this guy so much. He let a dog on a 12-year-old. But he was just curious about the castle. Instead of welcoming him, you release the dogs on him. Wow. Ah, Katrina, you found a duffel bag. And the label says it belonged to Mason. Let's take a look through the bag and see what we can find. Okay. And here's what looks like a tapestry of the Bloom family tree. But Mason is crossed out. And someone wrote, "You don't belong here." Maybe we can analyze handwriting to figure out who wrote this message. And this looks like a torn photograph. Let's put it back together. I think even without Mr. Bloom's special brand of encouragement, we are close to solving this case, Katrina. Yeah, he really wants us to solve this case real fast. But if we go too fast, we are not gonna. It could happen that we accuse a wrong person. That's why we do it slowly and carefully and precisely. Precisement is important. Oh, it's a pregnancy test. From whom? And 2 lines, so... Katrina, there was a pregnancy test in the victim's duffel bag. It looks like the test came out positive. Well, this clearly was a basic pregnancy test. Let's go to the lab to figure out whose it is. 2 lines, so... Who is carrying... Who's pregnant? Alright, let's restore the photo. Let's see what it represents. Another dog. 1 more dog. And that's clearly the old Mrs. Bloom. Content is a photo of Mason's grandma. Walking up the stairs without a cane or anything. But she told us she couldn't leave the wheelchair. The photo was torn out, she might have tried to hide evidence of her lie. But why lie about it? Let's ask Grandma Blue about this right away. Oh, you lied to us. Not just to us, you lied to everybody. Okay, let's now see who wrote this message. Ruben Lindstrom? Why did you write that? The writing of the Bloom family tree matches the handwriting of the groundskeeper, Ruben Lindstrom. But why would he have told Mason he doesn't belong in the family tree? Ruben will have to explain himself. Let's go find him. Why? Alright, let's go first talk to you. Don't sleep at me! If you're asleep, I'm gonna wake you up. And we better see you how you walk. Mrs. Bloom, care to explain this photo we found? That photograph come back to haunt me. If you know what's good for you, Katya, you'll keep this quiet. But why did you pretend you couldn't walk? Each member of his family is a castle unto themselves. The only way to get them to do anything for me was to appear weak. Wow. When I started using the wheelchair, I had them in the palm of my hand. They'd fetch me cider while I shot clay pigeons in peace. I kept it up for years until the other day when I thought I was alone and Mason snuck up behind me and snapped that photograph. We elders are no longer secret to the younger generation, nor our secrets. Damnatio memoriae. This is we just hope you didn't resort to murdering your grandson to keep your secret. Well, considering now that you can walk, it might be possible that you did it as well. That you did it. Alright, let's go talk to Ruben now. Mr. Lindstrom, what did you mean when you said Mason didn't belong? I figured I was lurking around somewhere for you to find. It's impossible to maintain an ore card this big with a miscreant like that running around. Miscreant, but you spoke highly of him earlier. Bah, Mason was a nuisance, hiding my tools and digging holes everywhere, scaring the squirrels. I've known the Blooms for a long time. They're a decent family with a lot of respect for the estate. They all protect and nurture the trees and the animals. But Mason wasn't made of the same stuff. He was destructive to the creatures of the Bloom estate. He didn't belong with them. Mr. Lindstrom, I hope Mason's destruction your ore card didn't move you to weed him out. He's not suspicious, right? He didn't say much. Let's now see whose pregnancy test is this. Ah, if all your forensic labs could be this easy. But he is having a far harder time with the fish than I would with this test you sent me. How do you mean, Amir? Well, as you know, pregnancy tests use a person's urine to provide the result. I had a suspect match right away. If we could get all our suspects to go around peeing on everything, it would be so much easier to identify them. It's an interesting point, Amir, but I think the last thing our investigation needs is more bodily fluids. And get to the point, whose pregnancy test is it? The test belongs to Anita Diaz. Oh, the maid? Pregnant? But the pregnancy test was found in Mason's bag. Does that mean he's the father? We gotta talk to Miss Diaz about this right away. Oh. Oh, were you getting close to him? Very close to him? Let's go ask her then. Miss Diaz, we found your pregnancy test. It was in Mason's bag. Oh no! You found out our secret? So you and Mason were in a relationship? Yes, Mason and I loved each other. His cold outer mask was just a shell. Inside he was soft and sensitive. We didn't tell anyone because Mason knew his family would disapprove, but we spent as much time together as we could. He took me to shoot clay pigeons, he even taught me some Latin for fun. But then I got pregnant and we knew things couldn't stay like this. Couldn't stay secret, so you're going to tell his family? Well, Mason said it's better not to. He said we should run away, together. So he was going to throw his whole life away for you? Of course! He loved me! We were going to start a new life together, and now he's dead and I'll be all alone with our baby. I somehow have a feeling that this is supposed to be a motive for murder. Mason wanted to escape and somebody from his family decided to kill him because on our number one suspect list there's his father, there's the sister and the grandma, I think. So it's going to be one of the family members. Maybe this is the motive for murder. Wow, Katria, dark secrets keep bubbling to the surface of this gothic murder mystery. It turns out the victim's grandma can walk, and only pretended to need a wheelchair to get her family to wait on her. And now we know that the victim had an affair with the maid, and he pregnant her. She said they were planning to run away together, but whether that was the young master's intention is unclear. I feel we are close, Katria. We just need to work out the final chinks in the armor of this case. You're right, we know the killer has been in the ore card. The fresh air might help clear our heads. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I somehow assume it's his father because he. If they told the family about that the maid was pregnant and then they decided to run away instead of running away, Mason's father decided to kill him. Could be that. I somehow assume it's going to be him. Striking at close range. Book of stabbing. Who would write that in the first place? Katrina, this flask has blood on it. It smells of strong cider. The girl must have tried to hide it out here. Let's collect a sample of the blood for testing. The title of this book is Striking at Close Range. I definitely concern for the person who has this in their library. And it's bookmarked on a page with an anatomical diagram, marking exactly where our victim was stabbed. Looks like a killer did very pointed research before committing the murder. They also left a bunch of flaked stuff in this book. Let's collect it to see what it is. Katrina, we are so close to solving this castle killing. Yeah. Alright, let's first collect some of the... What are we collecting? Flakes? Yeah, from the book. Stabbing for rapid death, I don't want to read the rest. Excellent, hopefully this flaky stuff you collect from the book will lead us to our cure. Let's send it to the lab. Alright, I'll agree with that, even though I can analyze it myself. Okay, 9 hours for this. Let's now collect some blood from the flask. Great, this blood collected from the curious flask could reveal something integral to our case. Let's send it to Roper for testing. Yeah. Can't wait who's going to be the killer. Because it's going to be one of the family members. Let's first check out these flakes. Amir, what can you tell us about that sample Katerina took from the killer's book? I know you found the book outside your car and I made this a tricky sample to work with. Why does it matter that the book was outside? Well, the sample is definitely the killer's skin cells. But because the killer did their reading out in the sunny orca, the sun's UV rays destroyed most of the DNA in those cells. I was only able to get partial information from the cell's DNA, so all I can tell you is that your killer is over 40 years old. Every bit helps, Amir. So, Katrina, our killer is definitely old enough to know better. Okay, so it couldn't be his sister, so she's out. So it's either his father or the grandma. Sleepy grandma. Katrina, it's times like this you have to be grateful for blood. Rockwood, is that relevant to the case, or are you just in a delightfully morbid mood? Oh, it's relevant. The blood itself came from your victim, which doesn't make it especially helpful in tracking down your killer. But blood is such a wonderful consistency. It's viscous and sticky, and can absorb incriminating evidence for us to find. This blood had tiny bits of fiber trapped in it. Clearly the blood from them revealed they were dyed red even when they were soiled. Your victim wasn't very red when he was killed, so it's clear your killer wears red. But yeah, it's only a matter of time for the killer's been red their rights. Red, haha. Yeah, we got all the evidence we need to arrest Mason Bloom's killer. Let's get to it. Wait, it's not going to be his father. Who wears red? It's not Chelsea, she's only 18. It's not a maid. Ah, I so wanted to catch him because he's a jerk. And he clearly looked like he could kill his own son. But turns out it was Grandma. Good thing we found out that she can actually walk. So it was possible for her to kill. Why did you kill him? Why? Mrs. Bloom, you're under arrest for the murder of your own grandson. You believe I murdered my own progeny? What a vile accusation. You like clay pigeon dust on the suit of armor you got your weapon from. You'll be hard-pressed to find someone here who doesn't have that dust on their hands. Sport shooting is a Bloom family tradition. Speak your hard-pressed, you also like traces of cider on the shaft of the halberd when you skewered Mason. Surely you don't think I go around skewering people with medieval weaponry. Mrs. Bloom, we still don't know why you would have done this to your grandson, but we know it was you. Your skin cells were on the book from which you learned how to stab Mason. Curses on you and your family for discovering my designs! Yes, I killed Mason, but as far as I am concerned, he ceased to be my grandson before I dispatched him. Why? Were you so angry at him for learning that you could walk? No, but it's thanks to my walking that I uncovered his crime. I knew he'd been hiding something, so I followed him without my squeaky wheels giving me away. And today I caught Mason packing up valets. He told me he was going to run away with the maid. So he really was planning to do it. Oh yes, he said he got the vixen pregnant, said he was in love. He was going to leave his ancestral home and give our noble name to their bastard child. Mason was going to set aflame the legacy of all Blues who came before him. Oh Jesus, no. This is a very extreme reaction to your grandson falling in love. The cleanliness of the family bloodline must be preserved. If he insisted on throwing his family into the mud, he had to die. So I laid in ambush. I drew my weapon from the armor and sat waiting and listening in shadow at the end of the hall. When I heard him alight from the top step, I grabbed the pike staff and thrust my wheels forward as if spurring a steed. He collided at the precise moment he entered the hall, and my momentum plunged the spike through his heart. Mrs. Bloom, I'm speechless. What you just described is grotesquely medieval. There's no other word for it. The only thing medieval is the age of our traditions. I wasn't going to let that whelp destroy our family's honor. Well, you just did so. I think we heard it now. Mrs. Bloom, you're under arrest. Wow. She's just like Mason's father, just caring about the family bloodline and all this, but you just didn't care about how anybody else would react if you kill them. Wow. Violet Bloom, you are charged with stabbing your grandson in the chest with a halberd. How do you plead? Blues plead with no one. If you wish me to admit to the act, I acknowledge its veracity. Mrs. Bloom, I'm dumbfounded by your bloodlust. Surely you realize that maintaining a family legacy comes through inclusion and nurturing of the family's members. All you've done is murder your grandson, leaving your great-grandchild fatherless. Mason currently plays no importance on family. As such, his bastard child will never gain admittance into the Bloom pedigree. Mrs. Bloom, those are horrifying sentiments. This court sentences you to 15 years in prison. And why don't you give her a life sentence because she murdered in cold blood, so do what you will with me. I fulfill my duty to the family. My work is done. Wow, I still can't believe Mason's grandma. People nowadays can be prejudiced, but I really didn't think those sentiments about family bloodline still existed. I'm relieved to be leaving this castle and getting away from these unpleasant people. Tori, what do you want? Captain Katrina, the station told me I'd find you here. There are new developments with Dreamlife. We gotta talk. Alright, well, let's talk. Since we are on the good side, both of us. Now, so... And your company is protecting the satellite, so you need to tell us every detail you know. We'll find out later. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing Demons Among Us number 3. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video. I'll see you again. Goodbye!